On this week's episode of the Rambler Sports Locker, the men's basketball team continues to dominate the MVC, and Henry Redmond and his Ramble analysts discuss Super Bowl 52.
Also, the men's volleyball team keeps beating ranked opponents, and RSL reporter Nick Schultz catches us up on what we've missed over winter breaks. Welcome back to this week's episode of the Rambler Sports Locker. I'm Sebastian James.
And I'm Claire Philpy. A lot has happened over break. Here to fill you in is RSL reporter Nick Schultz.
While many Loyola students went home for winter break, Loyola athletics kept busy. I'm here to catch you up in the RSL winter recap. On December 14, 2017, Loyola hired Amanda Berkeley as its new women's volleyball coach. Berkeley comes to Loyola from the University of Southern Mississippi, where she put together a 104-59 record over 5 seasons. Berkeley takes over for Chris Muscat, who was let go by Loyola on November 19th. The program is still expected to return its entire roster next season. 3 days later, on December 17th, former Loyola guard Milton Doyle signed a 2-way contract with the Brooklyn Nets. The contract allows Doyle to get called up to Brooklyn when needed, while he's with the Nets' G League affiliate, the Long Island Nets. Doyle appeared in his first NBA game on January 12th, making him the first Rambler to play in the NBA since Andre Moore played for the Denver Nuggets in 1987. The number 7 ranked men's volleyball team kicked its season off over winter break. The Ramblers opened with a 4-2 record, including an upset victory over number 3 ranked BYU to start the season. Freshman setter Garrett Zolg earned MIVA Defensive Player of the Week after averaging 2.89 digs per set and posted 2 double-doubles in his first 2 collegiate matches. The men's basketball team was busy over break as well, opening up the MVC portion of its schedule. The Ramblers went 5-2 over winter break and saw guards Ben Richardson and Clayton Custer return from injury. Senior forward Dante Ingram and freshman center Cam Krutwig were named Player of the Week and Newcomer of the Week, respectively, on January 22nd. The women's basketball team went 2-6 over break and 1-6 in MVC play. Freshman Abby O'Connor picked up her first MVC Newcomer of the Week honor on January 8th. That's all for this winter recap. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Nick Schultz. Back to you, Claire.
The men's basketball team played Drake University on January 24th with hopes to take over sole possession of first place in the MVC. Drake took an early lead with a score of 13-6. Senior forward Andre Jackson and freshman guard Lucas Williamson scored a combined total of 11 points to help bring the Ramblers ahead 22-19. However, the lead did not last long. The Bulldogs fought back to finish the first half 3 points above the Ramblers. During the second half, redshirt junior guard Marcus Towns was hot, scoring 15 of his 17 points after the break. These 15 points helped the Ramblers pull ahead and defeat the Bulldogs 80-57. On January 28th, the Ramblers were back at home facing University of Northern Iowa. Custer was a standout player, scoring a season high of 21 points, beating its previous record by 1 point. Custer was the only Rambler to reach double figures in points. Senior forward Dante Ingram notched 16 points, and freshman center Cameron Krutwig added 14. The Ramblers crushed the Panthers with a final score of 70-47. The Ramblers' seven-game winning streak was snapped by Bradley University on January 31st. Loyola's fight wasn't enough to pull ahead. They ended up losing the game 69-67. During the game, 4 Ramblers scored double figures. Custer scored 23 points. Krutwig, who has now scored double figures in 6 consecutive games, finished with 13 points, and both Towns and senior guard Ben Richardson added 11. On Monday, January 29th, for the first time in his career, Clayton Custer was named MVC Player of the Week. This marks the second week in a row the award has been given to a Rambler. He has led the team to 7 wins since coming back from the ankle injury. While playing against Bradley, Custer scored a career high of 23 points, which marks the second consecutive time that he broke the 20-point barrier. The Ramblers are back at home on February 3rd to face the Missouri State University Bears at 1 p.m. in Gentile Arena.
On Thursday, January 25th, the Ramblers rallied from a 22-18 deficit to beat the 15th ranked University of California, Santa Barbara by a score of 3-1. The game was tight through 2 sets, only to see Loyola score 7 of the game's 8 final points to clinch the victory. A balanced attack was the key to taking down the Gauchos. Junior outside hitter Colin Mahan, senior middle blocker Jeff Jendrick, and senior opposite hitter Ricky Jevis all tied with 10 kills each. Freshman center Gary Zold led with 37 assists, while junior libero Avery Aylesworth had 15 digs. The Ramblers continued their winning ways on Saturday, January 27th, with a 3-1 victory against the 9th-ranked Matadors of Cal State Northridge. Loyola won the first 2 sets, only to see the Matadors rally to take the third. But the offense rose to the occasion when Mahan scored a kill and Zorg a service ace to spear the hopes of the Matadors. Loyola reached a season-high .436 hitting percentage for the game. Mahan led the attack with 19 kills, followed closely by 16 from Jevis, who also had 5 blocks. Zold distributed 42 assists, and freshman outside hitter Devin Jocelyn saved 9 balls. The Rambler men's volleyball team continues its season Friday, February 3rd with a home game against the University of Southern California at 7 p.m.
RSL reporter Haley Spittler talked to members of the student body this week to see if they were aware of the men's basketball team's success.
Thanks, Claire. I'm here inside the Damon Student Center to talk to some students and see just how much they know about our men's basketball team's successful season. Do you know what conference the Loyola Athletics are in?
No. The Missouri Valley Conference.
That is correct.
No. Can I pick? Do you have options?
Okay, sure. I'll give you like 3 options. Are we in the Big Ten, in the MVC, or in the Horizon League?
Second one.
We're in the Missouri Valley.
Do you know the name of the head coach for the men's team?
Oh, is it? No. I don't know.
Something Porter. I don't know. I can't remember the first name.
Porter's the first name.
Oh, Porter's the first name. I don't know the last name.
Mosier. Porter Mosier.
Porter. Final answer, Porter.
What's the last name?
That I couldn't tell you.
Coach? I literally don't know.
Can you name 3 players on the men's basketball team?
3 players, yeah. So there's Clayton, Dante, and Cam Satterwhite.
Basketball player 1, basketball player 2. I literally don't know. Clayton, Bruno, and Dante.
Do you know who the MVC Player of the Week is this week?
No.
No clue.
If I give you his jersey number, would that help?
Maybe.
Okay, his jersey number is 13.
Absolutely not.
This week, I believe it was Clayton.
And do you know how Loyola is ranked in the MVC for our men's basketball team right now?
Ranked number 1.
Number 1.
5th. I believe on Twitter they said they were number 1.
I think we're number 1.
Well, it looked like we had some mixed results today, but no matter what, all students should get behind our men's basketball team as they continue their success and domination in the Missouri Valley Conference. For the Rambler Sports Locker, I'm Haley Spittler.
The Missouri Valley Conference softball preseason poll was released January 31st, with the 10 MVC coaches picking Loyola to finish 7th place. The Ramblers are ahead of Bradley, Valparaiso, and Evansville, and Illinois State is the preseason favorite. Junior catcher Katie Kasubi is on the 13-member All-MVC preseason team. Last season, she hit .242 and had a team-high 7 home runs and 30 RBIs.
On January 26th, the track and field teams traveled to Cedar Falls, Iowa to compete in the Jack Jennett Open. The Ramblers took home a pair of first-place finishes during the meet. Senior Kira Washpun placed first in long jump with a season best of 5.80 meters. Freshman Gift Chinda placed first in triple jump, jumping to 14.04 meters. Loyola also took home a pair of second places at the event. Sophomore Michael Papner's personal best jump of 6.83 meters earned him second place in the long jump, while junior Natasha Simmons finished second in the 60-meter dash with a time of 7.79 seconds. The men's team took home 7th place overall with a total of 40 points, and the women's team finished in 4th place with an overall total of 43 points. The following day, January 27th, the Ramblers competed in the Mark Messersmith Invite. Also in Cedar Falls, Iowa, the Ramblers again took home a pair of first-place finishes from Washpun, who nearly matched her long jump from the day before with a jump of 5.78 meters. And Simmons, who competed in the 200-meter dash, took home the win with a time of 25.3 seconds. The men's team finished this meet in 5th place with 25.33 points, and the women's team finished in 6th place with a total of 32 points. The teams will next race in the Mayo Invitational on February 2nd and 3rd at the University of Notre Dame in South Bend, Indiana.
On January 26th, the women's basketball team lost to the Indiana State Sycamores 73-65. After scoring just 19 points in the first half, the Ramblers came back, outscoring Indiana State 46-42 in the second. However, that wasn't enough to clinch the win. Freshman guard Abby O'Connor led the scoring with 17 points with 6 for 14 shooting from the field. 3 other Ramblers scored in double figures in the game as well. Senior guard Katie Salmon scored 16 points. Freshman guard Ellie Rice added 13, while grad student Jessica Serta chipped in 10. The energy from the Indiana State game helped propel the Ramblers to an 82-63 defeat of the University of Evansville on January 28th. The Aces couldn't keep up with the Ramblers that shut down their offense in the second quarter, outscoring them 24-4. The Ramblers shot 50% from the field and dominated the glass with 40 rebounds to Evansville's 28. Season highs packed the Loyola box score. Highest point total of the season, highest field goal percentage and number of assists. This game was the first time in 3 years that the Ramblers had 5 players in double figures. On Monday, January 29th, Abby O'Connor was named the MVC Newcomer of the Week. She averaged 14.5 points and 4.5 rebounds, plus she shot 60% from the three-point line during games against Indiana State University and the University of Evansville. Now you can see if the success continues on Friday, February 2nd, when Loyola takes on Illinois State in Normal. Now for our full episodes and the chance to get in on the conversation, follow and like our social media handles for an up-to-date look at all things Rambler sports.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Claire Philby.
And I'm Sebastian James. Check back next week for another episode of the Rambler Sports Locker.
And as always, don't forget to turn out the lights.